So, welcome to the very first Honors Institute meeting of this semester. My name is Carrie King. I'm Vice President of Communications, and it's underway. So, figure out how to make the clicker work. Is there? Okay, cool. Exciting. I figured it out. So we're going to open up the announcements as normal. We've got 2 new officers to say hello to, and then we're going to go through the committees, what we're up to for this next semester, and how you guys can get involved, especially with some pretty exciting projects that go well outside the Institute. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about the Executive Board vision, which has shifted dramatically in the last couple of years. We thought we'd bring it back up to speed. All right, well, I guess that slide went away, but we have 2 new class officers, which is our new announcement, and they would be our new president, Caleb Vogt. Go ahead and give everyone a wave. And the new vice president of operations, Corey Strom. All right, well, and in that case, I'm going to hand it over to Matt here.
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm the Vice President of Programs and Services of the Honors Institute, which means that I get to help run all of the really fun stuff. So, I'll let you read our constitutional definition, but as far as who we actually are, we run all of the big things that are done by the Institute, within the Institute, on campus, and in the larger community. And we really work to enhance our brand name. You'll hear that a couple more times this presentation. Our brand name of the Honors Institute of Michigan Tech, so that people, when they hear that, they really understand what kind of things that we do on campus, who we are, and that we reflect positively on all of our membership that way. And of course, we want to do this to faculty, administration, students, and of course to industry professionals. Our goal for the rest of this semester is to play a role in at least half of the Institute members' co-op, internship, or research opportunity procurement. That's really the mission and the goal of the Programs and Services Committee this semester, is to help you guys do the things that you want to do. So we've got a number of different things happening. We are partnering with Career Services, we are promoting research, and we are helping you get those opportunities that you're interested in. Sonia, do you want to come down and talk about the Kohler Etiquette Dinner?
Sure. Okay, so one of the things that the Honors Institute is in charge of within the partnership with Career Services is the Kohler Etiquette Dinner, which is coming up February 13th. It's from 5 to 7:30 p.m. and it's a really unique opportunity where students get to come in and experience dining in a professional setting. You get to learn about how to dine correctly, and in addition to that, you get a really unique opportunity to talk to the Kohler representatives that will be there and get in some networking. So it's a really neat opportunity that I think all you guys would really benefit from. Not only going to the event, but we do need some help with volunteers. As we are helping them out, part of helping to run the event is volunteering. We need about 12 different volunteers, and they're pretty simple tasks. When students come and give us their tickets, we need volunteers to give them their refunds, as well as kind of directing people around the event. And so there's a sign up down here, and after the meeting is over, if you're available, it would be really great if you could sign up and help us out. The shifts are all pretty short, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and if you volunteer, you're also able to still attend the dinner. Tickets, they can be purchased online, or you can go to the admin building and purchase them there as well. And as I said before, you'll be completely refunded when you go to the event and pick up your ticket. And another really unique opportunity, since we are the Honors Institute, and we are kind of helping to run this event. We actually get to have our own reserve tables for the Honors Institute. So I'll be sending out an email to all of you guys in the next couple days, and there will be a Google spreadsheet where if you're going to be attending this event, you can write your name down, and we'll get you on the list for sitting at the reserve table. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Do you have any questions?
So it's one of those places where you've heard about like having 10 different forks at your table at one time. Who's actually experienced that in real life? A few of you, but I mean, here's a place where you can actually go and learn what they all do and how to use them properly. I've gone both years before, and it's really fun. You get basically a free dinner. You have to pay a little bit ahead of time to get it back, but it's a really good opportunity to learn how to eat in a professional setting. Thank you, Sonia. Our other initiative that we want to tell you about, Greg, is the internship program and how we're trying to help you procure internships and co-ops and eventually full-time positions.
So you guys hopefully got the Canvas survey about the embosser and the name tags and embossing your resumes. I hope you guys all filled it out. We got some good results, and it seems like a lot of people wanted it. So we're trying to get that through, and to actually emboss your resumes, we'd have it up in the honors house, and then you come up there like, probably within the week before the career fair, and then so you can bring your own resumes, or we'll have paper up there for you that you can take and go print your resumes and then come back and emboss it. And we're also going to have name tags at the career fair, and we're going to be sending out an email with like a Google form that you can fill out, and it'll just be like first name, last name, and then 2 lines of text. And so we'll have those ready for you guys at the career fair if you do that. And they'll be like right where we sell the expo tickets. Yeah.
We're hoping to get
Raffle tickets.
a table up there right next to where all the other name tags are handed out. We'll sell raffle tickets and hand you guys your Honors Institute name tags all in the same place.
I think that's it.
Thank you, Greg. Awesome. Glad to see some of my committee members really eager to get up there and tell you about the stuff they're doing. That means they're excited about it. We do have one open position on my committee. All the rest of the committee chairs will also tell you about their open positions. So we're looking for a volunteer service manager. So somebody who looks for volunteering opportunities in the community and broadcasts them to the Institute so that we can have a chance to really serve our community in meaningful ways. So if you like service, if you're interested in thinking about service opportunities for the Institute to accomplish, go ahead and contact me. My email will be on the last slide. So I showed you this once before. This is up front here, and will also hopefully be going around on email. And so just when you fill this out, make sure that we only get 1 person per time slot, else we just have too many people willing to work at the same times. This will count as one of your other meetings for your Honors Institute requirement. And a lot of these have extra perks like being able to meet personally with company representatives and all of those kinds of things. So we need people that help sell raffle tickets at the career fair and the Employer Info Expo, help out with the co-etiquette dinner like Sonia talked about, and help out at the Employer Information Expo, all of which are excellent networking opportunities. I'm not sure what that happened.
Keep going. It tells you each category. You can sign up for
That's
it.
great. Bye.
I messed with Brad's slides. That was upset.
I was trying to make it too screens.
All right.
Anyway, so like I said before, I'm here again. I'm Vice President of Communications. So I'll tell you a little bit about ourselves. Can't really exhaust today. Oh, trigger. Okay, got it. Okay. Awesome. You guys heard the constitutional definition. But basically what the Communications Committee does is we try to bring you news of what's going on in the Institute, and we do that through
minutes and emails and that kind of thing, but we're also trying to get the word about the Institute out there. Personally, as part of the executive team, I'm trying to communicate to you where we want to see the Institute go in the future, but I know a lot of people aren't so excited about that kind of thing. So mostly what we focus on is going outside of the Institute and telling them how great all of you guys are, whether that's industry professionals and telling them that they should hire you because you guys are smart and you guys are involved, or if that's education professionals or anybody else. That's what we try to do. So this semester, our goal is to communicate the executive team's vision so that at least 2/3 of the members feel engaged with the Institute. We've struggled with that in the past. If you guys were here for Tyler Lung's presentation last semester, you know that the Institute 5 years ago had a big history of Black involvement. We've seen that grow by leaps and bounds, and it's been incredible, and we want to see that continue in the future as well. Because if you guys get passionate, stuff gets done. So, the typical work that we do, this is a breakdown of structure of our committee. So we have 2 categories, news and PR, and that covers things social media, YouTube, Facebook, the blog, that kind of thing. Also minutes, email, and we're going to be starting up working a little bit on the website. A lot of it is outdated. Again, you probably know that the officer pictures, if you've seen them, are pretty outdated, so those should be going up pretty soon. And so we're looking for some people to help us write content on that. And then the other part of our committee is the graphic design portion, and that's doing a lot of support for program services, those large events that go out on campus, doing some stuff for that, but also graphic resources, so like taking pictures at meetings and that kind of thing. So what we're looking for specifically right now is people to get involved in the website redesign, writers and editors, and we also just want to hear from you guys. What do you want to see on the website? Is there some sort of resource that we can put together to help you? We'd like to know. Blog, anybody who would like to write for the blog is perfectly welcome to come do so. Even if you just want to write one article, that's just fine. It can be anything about how the Institute has helped you get a job, or leadership resources on campus, or if you guys heard about this really cool thing that we should check out, go ahead and contact me about that. And then Facebook, we're looking for a page manager right now. And YouTube, we're looking for some support for that when work needs to get done. So, all right, those are the things.
Thanks, Carrie. All right, so I am Caleb Vogt, as you heard just a little bit ago. Normally, Anna Waller would be presenting this portion because she is the vice president of our membership committee. Unfortunately, she's feeling a little under the weather tonight, so I'll be going through what she has prepared for us. Trigger. All right, so we have the big words up top and the smaller words on the bottom. Basically, membership is all about making sure that you guys stay on track so that you're going to be heading towards your Honors Institute graduation, making sure that we have all of the data that we need so that the boards and stuff can show unit progress. And the membership committee is also where all of your input really feeds into the organizational structure through the class representatives and stuff like that. So that's what they're about. The goal for the membership committee this semester is to increase the proportion of members with active status by half or more, which is one of the most confusing goals you're going to see out of this entire presentation. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a visual. So let's say that this is the entire membership of our Honors Institute committee, and if we split it right down to half, these guys are all active members, these guys have been slacking off. So, what we're working on doing, if we have this hypothetical 50%, we want to increase it by half or more. So we want to take half of 50%, add it on to the end, so we move our line over here, we have 75% active members. That's the best way I know to describe that. So that's their goal. Stuff that they've been working on recently. Membership retention initiatives. So making sure that we get members into the Institute, keep them engaged, and keep them getting stuff out of the Institute. Policy enforcement, post-enrollment and transfer enrollment for anyone who didn't get into the Honors Institute when they got here as a first year. Stuff about numbers and metrics, handling all of our communications through the Canvas account, and all the bylaws and the rules and stuff that we have to abide by. So if you're interested in being involved in any of this stuff, I know Anna's committee needs a lot of help. She didn't give me any specific positions that are open right now, but we can get those out to you. And yeah, this is your inspirational poster for that. They do really need a lot of help on the membership committee. They have a lot of different things that they're working on. And if Anna was here, she would be able to tell you a lot more about that. So we'll make sure and include a little addendum in the minutes of this meeting so you guys get a little bit more information if you're looking for it. All right, operations, Rory.
All right, I'm Rory Straubel, and I'm the new Vice President of Operations. So as you can see here, Operations handles the finances and makes sure that the internal affairs, so everything that's going on within the Institute operates smoothly. This committee didn't meet last semester at all, and so it's basically completely new, so we need as many people to join as possible. And our goal is to allocate all the funds for the 2013 to 2014 budget by the end of this academic year. So that's one of the major things we're working on, is going to make sure that we spend all the money we have so we can do the most possible for all of you guys. So within the finance category, like I just said, we have to create the budget. We're also looking to better report our finances using double entry bookkeeping. And so if there are any business or finance majors who would like to be involved, that's definitely something that we could probably use. And then the other side of the committee, I'm gonna call internal processes. So things like standard operating procedures. So things like reserving the room and the food for these meetings. We handle how elections are run, and recontracting the honors house. And the other side of that is documentation. We have a system of documentation in place right now, but we're not following it very well, so we'd like to get that back on track, as well as create a project management system that we can use in the Institute, so everything is kind of on one dashboard and viewable, so everyone knows what's going on. Yep, and with that, I'll hand it back. You can email me, emails on the last slide. If you'd like to join, like I said, we need as many people as possible. I'll try to make it as fun as possible for everyone, so please.
All right, so that is a review of what our committees have been working on recently. Before we move into the next section with our executive board vision, I'd like to go over those goals one more time. Basically, these goals are not only the responsibility of the committee that is sponsoring them, they're we're all supposed to be working towards them as a team. So again, one more time. Programs and Services is going to be playing a role, hopefully a larger role, in getting you guys jobs and research opportunities. Communications is going to be working to make sure that all of you guys are getting everything you need out of the Honors Institute. Membership is going to be working to make sure that we have more active members than ever. And Operations is going to be working to allocate all of that money. All right, now I move into the fun part, where I get to talk. The Executive Board vision. So it's not that the Executive Board has never had a vision before. Actually, we've had a lot of visions. They keep changing. But we'd like to start out this semester by defining what we're going after for the rest of this academic year. So it's time for some audience participation. You can all see the question. We're not going to move off of this slide until someone who is not a board member answers this question for me. Why are you here? Why are you here? Someone has to tell me. Kyle.
Wash groceries in weeks and eat food.
That's fair. Yeah.
Do you mean directly at this meeting or in the Honors Institute or at Michigan Tech?
Wow, that's actually a good question. Ignore Michigan Tech for now. Why are you here at this meeting? And why are you here at the Institute?
I like meetings.
Okay. So that's why I had the meeting. Why are you in the Institute? Let's narrow it down. Kyle, we're back to
Give
you.
me your reasons. To network with other awesome, motivated people.
I like it. Networking. Anyone else? Any other good reasons? There's a couple good reasons. You know, this is one of those questions where there's no wrong answers. Yeah.
Looks good on a resume.
It looks really good on your resume. Exactly. We'll be talking more about that. One more. Any takers? I need one more, please. Yes.
Get the most out of our college experience.
Yeah, that's what we're all here for. Everyone in this room wants to get a lot out of the Institute, get a lot out of their college experience. That's what I'd like to talk about a little bit. Some of the 3 things I think are a really cool part of being in the Honors Institute is, like Kyle said, networking, also the leadership and the branding. So let's talk about networking really quick. Networking is, getting to know people and working with them, basically. Who do you get to know? In my experience, I've gotten to know people like professors, I've gotten to know students, I've gotten to know professional staff from around the university. They've been able to help me a lot with some of the projects I worked on over the last couple of years. There's no way I would have gotten any of that stuff done without them. Also, anyone who's had a co-op or internship before, you know that you get into those kind of positions and you move forward in your career through the network that you've built. You can't do anything by yourself. It kind of sucks, but it's true. You have to know people. Why? Because that wasn't where I was supposed to be going. But why networking in the Institute? The Institute gives you practice, really, with networking. So we kind of give you a network of all the people who are here, but we also want to help you practice building your network on your own. The benefits, again, if you know people, it's easier to get stuff done. They can help fill in blanks in your knowledge base, stuff like that. When it comes to leadership, there's a couple different definitions that are out there for leadership, but these are some of the big 4 things that we kind of think feed into what it is to be a good leader. Teamwork. Can you work with people, and can people work with you easily? Management. Can you manage your time, other people's time? Can you meet deadlines? Communication. If something is going really well, can you tell people about it? More importantly, if something is really not going well, can you tell people that's not going well, and can you communicate clearly what you need from them to help turn the project around? And ownership. Ownership is one of the biggest parts of being a leader. If you aren't going to take ownership of whatever you're trying to be running, then it's not going to turn out well in the end. You're not going to get anything out of it. Another good thing that we get out of the Institute is brand association. Hopefully you guys have been able to identify with this a little bit. From the survey that we put out looking for whether or not you'd like to see the embosser on that resume, it looks like you guys are seeing a little bit of the brand association's benefit. When it comes to brands, you're all coming here to Michigan Tech, which is a pretty well-known school, mostly well-known for engineering, but we have a lot of other really solid programs as well. It's known across the entire United States. There's a lot of schools that don't have that kind of positioning. So which is going to look better on a resume? Michigan Tech, who everyone knows, or a school that nobody knows? That's a real question. Someone has to answer that.
School people know.
A school people know. Why do you go with brands that you know? Why is that a thing?
They work.
They're safe. They have something that they promise. We have a brand promise, believe it or not. This is actually pulled off. It's not titled as our brand promise. This is coming from our website. It says that we're a community of scholars, researchers, and creative thinkers looking to improve our universities through student initiative and involvement. Brand promise. Basically what we're saying is that if there's an employer who's looking through people, looking through resumes, we can say, hey, this guy right here, this guy is in the Honors Institute, you know? He's part of this. He's part of this community of scholars and researchers and creative thinkers. He has a high GPA, and he did really well in high school. He's doing well with his classes now. He's involved. And also, he is dedicated to improving the university, himself, and other students. This is a big part of teamwork. How can you help each other do cool things? Brand association, it's a big deal. So let's talk about our mission statement really quick. This is our new one. You guys have probably seen this a couple times because we had to get it kind of approved for that constitution thing we did last semester. Lots of big words. I took the liberty to color code and translate the entire thing into one sentence. Basically, what this is saying, simplest form, is that we are here to help each other do cool things. Everyone here has somewhere that they'd like to go. You guys probably have a career plan, something that you'd like to do in your life. We're here to help you with that, and we'd like you to be able to help us with that. That's what this is all about. In the end, it all comes down to our ability to function as a team. Teamwork is a huge deal, and that's actually the main focus of our executive board vision for this semester. Like any team, there are a couple expectations. If you're on a football team, Also, you should be warned, I make lots of football analogies. You'll probably hear a lot of them. I love football. If you are on a football team and you wanted to be a varsity starting player and you never showed up to practice, you would never, ever, ever see the field. You might not even get to dress up, which would suck, because that's kind of the whole point of football. What we're going for here is these are the expectations. We don't want you to show up for practice, because we don't have them, fortunately. But we do have things like projects. Projects are how we guarantee that we are delivering on our brand promise. If we're going to tell different employers that, hey, these people are the best people you're going to find out at this university to fill your positions, how do we back that up? If you do projects, it shows that you have the ability to work as a team, you have the ability to network with people. Because you're not going to get a project done by yourself. You need to have someone who's your advisor. You need to work with Dr. Storer, and you need to make sure everything gets done on time, which is part of management. Also, the getting good grades. This is another kind of backup for our promise. Dedicating time, it's more about like why you guys are all here tonight. We have a huge turnout tonight considering it's a negative 40 wind chill. Anyone know how quickly you can freeze or get frostbite at negative 40? Someone was telling me this. 10 minutes. I didn't know that. I thought it was cool. Because it takes like 10 minutes to walk here from the honors house. But I didn't lose my nose yet, so that's great. Attending meetings, like you're doing. Part of dedicating time, just like a subset of that. Also sharing knowledge. Like I said, there's a lot of things that I really don't know, and that's why I needed to build my network to get projects done. A good example of this is what Rory was talking about earlier. So far, me and Rory are the ones who are working on our entire financial system. And between the two of us, our grand sum of knowledge, as far as I know, is I took an accounting class when I was a freshman in high school. So if anyone knows stuff, we have lots of gaps in our knowledge that need to be filled. And that's one of your expectations as part of the Institute. We need your help. We also want to be able to help you with that sharing of knowledge, though. Finally, building skill sets. This is talking about you building your own skill set, and like with sharing knowledge, building other people's skill sets so we can all meet our career goals and our objectives together. In the end, I've heard a lot of people who have left the Honors Institute. A lot of people from my year didn't stay with it for very long. And they always told me, Caleb, I didn't really get much out of the Honors Institute. I know you really enjoy it and stuff, but there wasn't anything in it for me. And so there's a reason for that. I found a quote which kind of illustrates it. Also, Google is really good for finding random quotes. So keep that in mind. I might have found this specifically for this meeting. Contrary to popular belief, there most certainly is an I in team. This is the same I that appears 3 times in responsibility. It's by Amber Harding. I have no idea who she is, but I'd like to meet her. She sounds cool. She says good things. Basically, if you're not putting anything into a team, why would you expect to get anything out of it? That's just not how teams work. That's not what the entire team philosophy is built around. It's not, you can say you're part of the team and this team is going to give you all of this stuff. Because it just doesn't work that way. We want to give you guys a network. If we could just, put a network in a pill and be like, here, take this pill, you'll have a network. Then, that would be great. That would be really cool, actually. But all we can do is be, hey, we can help you get involved in committees. We can help you get involved in projects you can work on. We can help you do contracts and meet people. You have to build your own network. But we can do lots of stuff to help you get there. Another quote that kind of goes along with this, more from the financial arena, no one knows where it's from. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. Just another way of restating that. If you don't really put stuff in, you won't get anything out. Again, there's someone who made this famous, but no one really knows where it came from. So our vision as the board of the Honors Institute is this semester and for semesters following to work on having an Honors Institute that sets a standard for excellence and teamwork on all levels of the organization. And we're not just talking about, we want to work together as an officer board to make sure that we get everything done. Because I've already worked with most of the members of the various boards for a couple of years. They're all really great. We have a really good team going already. What I want to do is make sure that that teamwork extends all the way down through every level of our organization. So each member knows that everything that they're doing, even if it's just as simple as keeping a good GPA and attending our meetings, our most basic requirements, is building our brand, is helping us meet those 4 objectives we were talking about, and in the end is helping us reach our vision of having a Ted Lincoln Honors Institute that's working together to help each person reach their career goals. So, if there's any questions, you can ask them now. Otherwise, I'd like to invite Dr. Storer to come up and talk about some cool stuff that's going on. General announcements. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. I guess you don't have it. You can sit down.
So good evening, everybody. I would reiterate how fantastic it is to see so many people out on such a cold night. Even though on TV6 it looked like Michigan Tech was closed today on their listing. So did anybody go to class today? Yeah, and there were instructors. Yes, we're not. Otherwise we might have broken some rules. Okay, I've got a couple of things I want to talk about. One is contracts. Hands up, who wrote a contract proposal during their composition class last semester? Right. And do you know what the plan was from the instructor as to how to move forward with it? Okay. So if your instructor was Rebecca Frost, I have a copy of your proposal. I'm working on tracking down copies of the other proposals from the other sections. The next steps that you need to do is to share a copy of the proposal with me so that we can then identify a faculty advisor for the actual work in the proposal. Okay? And you may already have an idea, you may have already talked to somebody, which is great. Otherwise, I'm here to help if you need to have some help identifying that person. And then we can get that contract put onto your transcript as being an in-progress contract. Okay? So it might be, I may send another email around targeting especially the newer classes, although there were some seniors who took honors composition, and trying to help you guys to move that forward. Do you guys who were in those classes, do you have any questions about that? Do you remember being in the class? Okay, but do feel free to contact me. If I don't respond to you within a couple of days, feel free to send me another email, okay? I think I'm at about 700 emails a day at the moment. And so things do sneak through, or they accidentally get deleted while I'm deleting offers from Costco and Target, all the other stuff that we have. Second thing I wanted to mention briefly is the living in the honors house. I'm not sure where we are in terms of the contracting. I know the contracting has started. If you are interested in living in the honors house, you should certainly let Caleb know that you're interested in it. And the cost of it is the same as if you're living in the dorms, right? But instead of living in the dorms, you get to live in one of the nicest houses in Hope. Has anybody here not ever been to the honors house? Okay, so there's a few of you. Right? When I walked into the honors house, I wanted the university to do an exchange and take my house and make it the honors house, and I was going to move into the honors house. Okay? You know, that idea that you could sit on a leather sofa with your laptop hooked up to a TV and be looking out at the portage, I mean, you know, it's just a really, really beautiful facility. And so I would encourage you, if you're interested in living there, let people know. I think there's, how many spaces are we looking next year? There's about 14 spaces, something like that. So as you think about recontracting, please do give consideration to the honors house. Okay. So another thing that you may start hearing noises about on campus is there's a number of different programs on campus that are seen as being sort of higher impact programs, one of which is the Honors Institute. Right? The others include things like Research Scholars, the Atlas Institute, the Enterprise Program. I know a lot of you are actively involved in those as well, or will be in the future. And the university is considering pulling all of those groups together and putting them into a new college, Honors College. Okay? They're still at the early days of it. It was discussed at the University Senate meeting last week, and there seems to be a lot of support for that. Okay? The Honors Institute would still exist as a central pillar in that college, doing the same types of things that you guys are doing now, right? Supporting undergraduate research, facilitating undergraduate research, doing all the things that you're doing with career services. So I just want you to be aware of that, and as you hear stuff on campus, if you ever have any questions about that kind of thing, please do let me know. Okay? Has anybody heard anything about that through other groups? Yeah. And is that through research scholars or just from chatting with people? Okay. So that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on as that moves forward and making sure that it's the best thing for the Honors Institute. I was one of the people that's been suggesting doing something like this for a number of years because I think it's a way that, I know I get questions, I probably had questions from some of you about, can you do Honors Institute as well as doing enterprise or as well as doing research scholars? And if they were all housed in the same college, then it would be something a lot easier to see what some of the connections are between those different activities. Those of you who are involved in other activities that would come under that heading in the Honors College, when you do contracts, those often present very good opportunities to do some work that works towards a contract for the Honors Institute. We've had PAVLIS students do projects while they're working on things with the PAVLIS Institute, and those have become contracts for their Honors Institute requirements. Okay? Did anybody have any questions about that?
What would be the implications of having an honors college for us?
So the way that it would probably work is that anybody who's involved in a program that is a part of the Honors College would be listed as being a participant in the Honors College, right? They would not be graduates of the Honors Institute, which is what our goal is for you guys to do. Right? So this would still be the same type of group of highly motivated students that it is now. Does that answer the question? So a lot of other universities have an honors college, and then within that they have a sort of the higher performing academic students. But then students who are involved in things not necessarily as highly academic. So PAVLIS Institute, for example, one of the things when that institute was started was that it shouldn't be something that's just geared towards the students with the highest GPA. It should involve other students as well. And so that's a very different makeup than what we do here. Okay, so I am here to help you in any way that I can. You've got great student leadership. What Caleb said about the I in team, I think is a really good take-home message. What you put into the Honors Institute is going to be directly related to what you get out of it. And if you don't put anything in, then you're not going to get much out of it. Right? So, interact with these people. Imagine if you're somebody who's a representative from COLA, right, at the COLA Etiquette Dinner, or somebody at the career fair, right? They see that there are some students who are taking leadership roles, who are helping with organization, right? And they're going to start recognizing you as being one of those individuals. Right? So it is a way, in the short term, to really make yourself stand out and get better opportunities for networking. Okay.
Thanks, Dr. Sorf. All right. Well, that basically wraps up our meeting for the night. A couple little things. Make sure that you did sign up on your, the sign-in sheet so we can write you down as being here. And also, if you want to sign up for something, that sign-up sheet's down here. And also, if you're from the newest class, so the class of first years, what is their name? The Armstrong class. You'd think I would know that. If you're from the Armstrong class, if you could hang around afterwards and come down and introduce yourself to me so I can start to get to know you guys as well, that would be awesome. So, do you guys have anything else? All right, you're done.